What's up, everyone? It's Willette with Urbex and Coasters, and today we are in Żary, Poland, and we've got some cool abandoned buildings that I want to show you. We've got a bell tower, we've got some older looking walls that I see, so I want to show this off, and this is going to be a cool exploring section of this trip. So I hope you enjoy, and let's get into it. So we've got a bell tower over here that looks really cool. That's a castle, according to the Google Maps. And then we've got this wall over here on a much more modern looking building, but it leads right into an old wall. So we're gonna take a look at this first, and then we will head over to the castle. Here's a close look at this wall. If I had to give my opinion on this wall, there used to be a building right here, and this wall is the only thing left. The yellow building is a lot newer than this wall, if that makes sense, which is the last remnant of the building that was over here, where you have this back part of the wall, and the whole building was where this grass field is. But there's a look at that. We've got some cool gardens here, but here's a look at that wall. As you can see, this back wall seems to continue all the way around here. It's continuing along the back side of these buildings that look more modern than this wall. So I don't know what this wall is from, but it seems to be something that was historically something that has just been built into other structures, I guess. I thought that grass field would have been a building, but you know, maybe this literally was just a wall. And here is a look at it. This castle with the bell tower, beautifully up close. Can see inside through these a little bit. We've got Corinthian columns on that. You can see the outside eroding away to show the brickwork. But yeah, take a look at this architecture. More Corinthian columns up here, made with brick. Here's a shot through the window, and look at that architecture inside that you can see. Take a look at that. There are metal bars on these, so I can't get in through this window, but can look at all that. Is that a projector down there? Why would there be a projector in a building like this? I cannot figure that out. And we've got a beautiful looking door right here. And there's a look inside. You have to go inside. You can see it would go right through. And is that a car parked in there? Yeah, I think that is a car parked back there, honestly. And if you look at this, we've got pigeons up there, so that's pretty cool. And I imagine that we've got that is the equivalent of some sort of historic landmark plaque. I don't know exactly what this place was, but I would imagine, looking at the style of the architecture, that's what that sign is. So in this window, you can see we've got chimneys in there. Take a look at that. You can see wood pilings that have started to fall. This is another one of those metal bars areas, but you know, the architecture in here is just awesome. Here's an awesome look at that bell tower. Take a look at that. And if you take a look at this, I think this probably burned down at some point, looking at that, and it's probably abandoned because of that. You can see the brickwork starting to crack right there. The windows have been replaced by more modern windows, so it's not like this has been abandoned for forever. You can also see up there a lot of the windows have been shot out. And of course, we've got our bell tower again up there. And we've got a huge courtyard area here. And then we've got a pile of bricks right here. I wonder where these came from. And here's more shots of the building. And we have more blown out windows we can see a little bit inside of here. I see a little opening in this. Got to be careful with this brush. Leave this to the pros. And by the pros, I mean me. To be an idiot. Oh. Here's a look inside of the building. Had to climb up a little bit to be able to see it, but I mean, you can see a bunch of stuff with the architecture in there. You can see some shelving. That shelving looks pretty modern considering how old this building has got to be. And here is that car that we saw on the other side close up. Looks like a VW. Looks like an older one that's in there. And look at that archway back there. I really like the architecture of all this. This is awesome. Here's another look inside some of the barred windows. You can see some nasty sized piles of wood that you would not want to deal with climbing over. I imagine there's a lot of nails in those. But here you can get a good look inside. And now you can look at this side of the building, and there's the start of that retaining wall. Don't know what it was part of with the building. Don't really know what this building was, but I mean, we've got some good stuff. And then here's the courtyard. You can see another arch entryway there. See that nail on that board? Like when I talk about the wood having some stuff I would not want to be climbing around, it's because of stuff like that I would not want to be dealing with that. So you can see some deterioration of the wall up there. You can see plants are growing all around it. The differences in materials is probably due to them repairing the wall, I would say, over the years. But now it's got all this overgrowth. And that's gonna do it here from this castle in Żary, Poland. I hope you enjoyed this little explore, and I'm glad that I got to see this building. Like, I mean, if you know anything about the history of this building, please let me know. I'd love to know some of the history about it beyond just, hey, it's a building that looks cool somewhere that I happened to be. Like, I'd love to know more about it. So if you know, please let me know, and I will see you guys in the next one.